Back on the Columbia Cougars Coaches Show, Mediacom Channel 22. Both coaches back up from the basketball program. Bob Burchard here, Mike Davis here, as we talked individually with the coaches and bring you guys up together. Both teams making runs to the respective NAIA National Tournament. We'll start in Kansas City at Historic Municipal Auditorium with you guys. A heartbreak of a finish, I guess, when it came down to it, but take us through a little bit of the ball game.
Well, I think Cosmo, just the start is more than a ball game. I think the experience, the national tournament experience is something that is very, very special for each student athlete. It is a reward to get to that level. It's the funnest time of the year. It's when your excitement's at the highest. It can also be the most frustrating because it can be short-lived. In our case, we do get to play at Municipal Auditorium. It's a beautiful facility. There are activities surrounding banquets. Activities for the teams. Our team got to spend some afternoon time in the college basketball experience in the College Basketball Hall of Fame, and they had a blast doing that. I actually walked one day up into Municipal, and 6 of our guys were just sitting out in the middle of the Municipal Auditorium floor, looking up into the ceiling. Matt Woodcock from Australia says, I have never even not only played in a building this big, but been in one this big. And so that whole experience is one that is really just can't be duplicated for a student athlete. And I'm really happy that our guys have had the opportunity to have that experience. In terms of our game, it was a rematch of a game that started our run to the national championship game 2 years ago with Lee University out of Tennessee. They were calling it a revenge game. Incredibly athletic team, very closely matched teams. I thought we played really well, probably competed at a level that we had all year, which I was really happy about. And it came down to one last play like we've seen played out all through March Madness. And really it was a March Madness ending, Cosmo. We had the ball, 4 seconds left, full court, got it into Enrique Madero's hands, our quickest guy. He broke through the defense and was right at the basket for a layup, and one of their guys came literally out of nowhere and blocked the shot. As the buzzer went off, I mean, it was out of every movie sequence. It was and everybody was stunned, except the referees. And they ran as fast as they could off the floor. And of course, once they do that, the game's over.
Yeah. Now, Coach, in Tennessee, we heard a different version. We heard it was a goaltend at the buzzer.
Well,
that's what our girls heard. So that's,
been,
from Kansas City to Jackson.
There's been several of these. You go back a couple years ago, John Klein's running the soccer national tournament. You hear that, Uday was onside, not offside when he scored the goal with 2 seconds left.
But it was funny. That's exactly what was contacted to us.
Yeah.
And really, to be honest with you, I don't think anybody in the building knew what it was. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've been at a game and been involved in a game where when you do finish, everybody truly doesn't know. Everybody's stunned.
Right.
And, they can't replay it.
Right.
So nobody's going to replay it. And I guess the official made that call and they went off. To show you how close it was, we came back and watched it on video. And in real time, you cannot tell. And you have to break it down frame by frame by frame.
Yeah. I know Enrique's comments that he finished under the basket. He couldn't tell from his vantage point, looking up at the 10-foot rim and trying to decide. And knowing that building and the atmosphere of those first round games, especially when you had other games before it with Robert Morris being taken to the wire in their contest as well. Kind of a heartbreak finish for the season, but then again also a positive run, as you mentioned there. We go to you guys, Mike Davis in Jackson, Tennessee, for the women's national tournament. Take us through your opening round ball game.
I have to go back, I guess, prior to that, though. I'll go back when I was growing up, and Coach is talking about in Kansas City, and the small town I grew up in, New Franklin, the Letterman's Club, that takes it back when you hear about the Letterman's Club, we would go to one of the opening round days of the NAIA tournament each year. And I could remember watching Jack Sikma, Slick Watts. I mean, names that went on to the NBA and had great careers, but played in the NAIA tournament. So I think for someone like me, when it moved back to Kansas City, that was how it should be. I mean, I think that's, in your mind.
And there's something special about that tournament too. Real quick to interrupt you, where you take, it's not like the NCAA tournament where it's stretched out over the course of basically almost a month. You got, was it 6 games or what the max is, in 5 days or whatever it is. We really cram them together one after another after another.
But for us, go to Jackson and a place that we try and have games in each year and take trips down there. When we'd actually played nearby in Freed-Hardeman this year, so had been to the location and all those things. Practice facilities that we'd practiced in already in the year, and you try and set all those things up, and really as well as we had played throughout our second semester. It was one of those stinkers that slipped up on us, and we didn't play the way we wanted to. Lubbock Christian, very good team, who we had the opening round. They actually made the Elite Eight of the tournament, and a very good team. You can't take anything away from them, but I don't think we gave ourselves that opportunity to see, how we would play. And so many times when I've been in here with you, I've talked about, well, if you shoot the ball well, things go okay. Right. And I think we were 3 of 19 from the three-point line. And for a team that shot as many threes as we did, when you do that, it's an uphill battle. It really is.
Especially when the other team can then turn it down, transition, and, and put points up, obviously.
But, again, I think it's kind of like Coach said. It's a great experience. When we visited with our players this week, I can't tell you, I think the difference a lot of them have in their expectations of what can happen the following year. And because it was new to so many of them. But at the same time, that's the fun thing about this time of year. You don't get to a redo, you don't get to buy mulligans. It's one and done, and you have the rest of the summer and next year to think about it and get better.
Well, knowing especially some of the freshmen that you've got, how they can take that loss there as an extra motivator, I'm sure that's I've already seen several of the players in and out of the locker room over there getting ready for softball games that are in the gym already, still wearing the practice blues and shooting free throws.
And for us as coaches, let's see, I think Coach has recruits in at 4 o'clock today, and we have them at 5:30. So, life goes on.
And